My name is Bob the Drag Queen.
And I'm Money Exchange, and this is Sibling Rivalry.
This week we discuss the most taboo word in the English language. We interview Blair St. Clair, and we find out what made me say this.
Like, you don't get to be this upset. You just don't. Like, stop right here and stop right now. All right, Monica Change.
Yes, girl.
Monet Sex Change. Monica Macaroni X Cheese.
I don't really like macaroni and cheese. I like Monica Chang. Also, Monica Chang is something very, it's an inside joke for you and I.
Slow mo.
Okay, let's get to yours, bitch.
Oh, well, I only have one really, really good one, which is Slob the Drag Thing. Tara Hyman made that one up.
Hey, don't forget Kitten with a Whip, girl. That speaks volumes on its own.
Shut up. Tara Hyman called me Slob the Drag Thing at Look Queen once, and I just died. I died laughing. I couldn't even make it to the stage. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, girl, where is the lie? If you can find it, I'd appreciate it, because I can't.
Well, I have a crown that says it's not true.
Not a crown. You are so silly.
Monet, you crawled your way out of the pits of the bottom two. You were in the top two. Mid thing, you pulled yourself up by the falling down, loosely fitting stirrups. You pulled yourself up from the ill-fitting denim and diamond stirrups, and you pulled yourself all the way up to the glory of God as a colorful, she gotta have it church woman.
Why she's gotta? I guess it is. It does feel a little 90s.
Well, it's more do the right thing.
Yeah, it's very, very do the right thing.
But I was really proud of you, and you looked amazing.
Thank you. I felt beautiful. I felt gorgeous. I felt like a model. I looked like the Babadook.
I feel like this episode, like this season, is always going to be either me being sad that one of my little babies is in the bottom. Because goddamn, I need you and Cracker to be on top at the same time. This shit is stressful for me, okay? One is either Cracker doing well or you're doing well. Y'all can't be at the top of holding hands and shit, can you?
Well, you know, this week's challenge, it was very interesting because people, it was very polarizing challenge for the viewing audience because a lot of people hated it and a lot of people loved it. It was very hit or miss for the Drag Race viewers and watchers and all of those in between.
I really thought it was a good challenge. It was probably one of my favorite episodes. I mean, Bossy Ross was a great episode.
It was.
But I thought this was a really good episode. And wait, were you really not wearing hip pads in the?
I was wearing hip pads. That's why I don't know what Rue's talking about. I was
why you didn't clap back?
What?
I said, why you didn't clap back?
I did clap back, bitch, but apparently it didn't make the air.
No, clapping back at RuPaul is usually not a great thing.
Except for Pearl, because it got her to the top two, bitch.
All the way to the top.
But yeah, when Ru said I wasn't wearing hip pads, I was like, girl, what are you talking about? I was like, I was wearing hip pads. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to ruin Mama Ru's joke or Mama Ru's a finger wag at me, so I'm gonna let that slide this one time, bitch.
I'm glad you let RuPaul have that. If it wasn't for you, where would RuPaul be today?
I have to say, people always ask, like, what is it like when RuPaul comes around? And honestly, it feels like you're meeting Jesus every time. Because first of all, people don't understand, he's just a naturally statuesque person. And that's because he's what, 6'4", 6'5"?
About 6'4", yeah.
So 6'4". So RuPaul he's already a towering force, and then he always looks so handsome. And do you agree that RuPaul smells really good?
Yeah, and also he doesn't wear underwear. His dick is hanging all the way down.
What?
His pants. I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
I'm about to say, girl, no, I would have noticed that.
You didn't clock that VPL?
DPL, dig print.
VPL, visible penis line.
Oh, I never heard about it. Anyway, yeah, so it's always very intimidating, but I feel like during my season, RuPaul and I, anytime that we would do a walkthrough, the past 2 times we've done it, and for next week, it always seems very fun and it's always lighthearted, but it is.
Oh, so you confirm you made it to next week. I'm kidding.
How many walkthroughs did you have your season? I'm trying to remember.
I don't. I mean, girl. I mean, I know I sound like a cute old lady, but that was like 3 years ago.
It was. It was 3 years ago.
I don't even remember. They have filmed 4 seasons of Drag Race since I've been on Drag Race.
And also, I thought that this challenge, it required a skill and a talent that most drag queens should have, but it is not showcased very often on Drag Race. So that's why I really like this challenge.
I was actually really shocked. Cameron Michaels did a pretty good job.
He did.
I was shocked, and shaken up, honey.
I know, because I mean, it is no secret. Cameron Michaels does not talk.
Well, she keeps talking about it all the time. She's like, I don't talk. I never talk. It's like her storyline this season is I don't talk. And then the first time she got camera time all season was her being like, life's been really hard on me. I am incredibly attractive.
I know.
Amazing.
Okay. I thought it was just me because I don't prescribe to that lifestyle of going to the gym 19 times a week. But when she was talking about it, I'm like, girl, you're literally talking about being attractive to going to transforming to being super attractive. I'm like.
Yeah, it was like, are we supposed to like be with you on this? Are we supposed to be like, yeah? So it's been really hard for me because, someone really loved me and I gave up myself and then I broke up with them. But now I look better than I did before I met them. Also, I'm on television, so I'm going to be super famous. I make it at least halfway through the season and it's been really tough on me. Also, I probably got a big ass dick. I'm probably an amazing bottom. I'm what else is I suck a mean dick.
Oh my God, Bob! But we have kids. Listen to this.
I don't care if the kid. Listen, we are letting these kids know. I'm gonna put at the beginning of this parental advisory. We're talking about VPLs, and we are talking about Cameron Michaels DSLs. No, she doesn't have DSLs.
No, Cameron Michaels does not have DSLs, girl. Those are not DSLs. Keisha Carr has DSLs. Bob the Drag Queen has DSLs. Monet Exchange has DSLs.
Keisha Carr has DELs, the dick eating lips. Okay?
If you don't know who Keisha Carr is, go to look up the bearded bitch on Instagram. I mean, her lips are fucking massive, girl.
Girl, her lips are 60% of her face.
I mean, we thought that Shay was shutting the lip game down, but Keisha Carr has like 2 Shea Kool-Aids, one on top of the other.
Honey, what Asia O'Hara is to teeth, Keisha Carr is to lips, okay?
Also, did you clock the outfit that I wore for the challenge? Go ahead.
I was sitting down with Jacob and Ben, who is one of my cast members in Edges in America, and I was like, I modified that outfit. I remember that was the outfit.
Bob, you will take credit for literally anything. Oh my God!
I did take that out. I remember Vicky Villanez made that outfit for you. And then I like darted the back, and that was also the outfit that you wore to Miss Hell's Kitchen.
The year I won.
When you won. So so that wasn't me taking credit. I did do that. And not to mention, that shows what a fan I am of yours. I just called all that outfit's entire anthology.
Okay, you only call out the anthology because you fucking made it. You don't care otherwise.
That's not true, man. I am a big fan of yours. I've been rooting for your crunchy ass ever since you used to wear your little feather headpiece to the Ritz back in 1963.
Also, I did a signature thing that Bob hates when I do it. Oh, no, sorry, not hates when I do it. So here's the story behind this. So in the challenge, I wore this head wrap thing, right? So boom, Sibling Rivalry listeners, listen to this. So I do this head wrap thing, and Bob was like. And Bob would like roll his eyes anytime I did a head wrap. He was like, Monet, you need to start wearing this. Like, come into my house. I'll show you how to ventilate a wig and see how I do blah, blah, blah. And Bob would roll his eyes and be like, Monet, you need to da-da-da-da. Cut to, a year later, like after you had left New York City and you were like traveling and shit, and you came back to do the help, bitch, I go on my Instagram. What is Bob doing? He's wearing a signature Monet Exchange head wrap, trying to be like me. And I was like, oh, I thought that I shouldn't wear that. That's lazy. That's da 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 da.
I never never made fun of your head.
Bob, yes, you did.
What I made fun of is the poof you wore on episode 1, and I will continue to drag that poof through the mud, and you can use your sponges to clean it up afterwards. But I have that poof I do not love. But I always thought the head wrap looked nice. What I said was you need to start branching out and doing other hairstyles, because in true Monica Change fashion, you wore that hairstyle, I want to say 19 times in a row. Every time I saw
that
you
I mean, that is just is literally just not true.
Just like you when you get in your little kitty cat wig phase, and we cannot stop you from wearing a kitty cat.
Bob, you are literally just saying things that are not true. Like you are full on.
RuPaul wrote the song "Kitty Girl" about your fucking wig. Hey, kitty girl.
And I have to say this because I haven't had a chance to say this to our podcast because we haven't done like one of these in a while. We've been doing interviews. The reason why I wear short hair and I wear kitty cat wigs is one, what I said on the show. It is because and Bob knows this, like Bob and I are two very go hard performers. When you come to a Monet Exchange show or Bob the Drag Queen show, we are going, and by the time the show is done, we have sweated off every inch of makeup. But bitch, guess what? You had an amazing fucking time. That's number one. Number two, I wear it because a lot of these other hosts can't wear short wigs. You try to put a short wig on Eureka, she would look like a fucking eraser, okay? She would not look great. Like, a lot of queens can't wear short wigs, so I delight in the fact that I can wear it. And number three, lots of black women wear short hair. Like, if you walk up and down 125th, or if you walk around Malcolm X Boulevard in Atlanta, Georgia, or wherever you are with a lot of black folk, a lot of black women have short hair. So I love wearing natural and short hair. So that's why I wear a lot of short wigs.
It's not natural, but it's short. A lot of, because it's like bleach blonde and straight. But a lot of black women also wear dreadlocks and big afros, but that would require you sweating your ass off during your show.
Right.
That's the real tea. Now, listen, I will say this, because I have some short wigs, but I usually, my thing that I get made fun of, because I wear it probably way too often, is pulling my hair straight back. I glue down a lace front, I pull it straight back, and then I either rock an afro on the back or I'll wear a bun on the back. So I will say my go-to, because it's secure and it looks like you are actually put a lot of effort into it, is slicking your hair back, putting on either afro or a nice little bun.
So you're trying to say when I do a short wig, I'm not putting effort into my drag work. Okay.
You're definitely not putting effort into your hair, and that
is not true. That's not fucking true, bitch.
When you grab a kitty girl featuring RuPaul and slap it on your head, you are not putting a lot of effort into your hair.
That is not true.
I'm not even about to pretend to give this area where I'm going to give some justice or some regalness to your little kitty cat, because I also own a slew of kitty cats, and you know, when I grab a kitty cat, when I'm trying to beat it, when I have to run down to
that's you, bitch.
I am on the way. And Miss Thing, I've noticed that whenever I see you running late, you always got a kitty cat. You're never running late with a big old.
Yes, that's actually when you are running late, because you know, when I used to do Look Queen and I would come late, that's because I'm trying to do some crazy ass shit with my hair or do it with it better than that.
Oh, now you turn to Nicki Minaj.
So, and also, unlike you, Miss Thing, when I wear kitty cat wigs, it's a thought out thing, because unlike you, I clean my kitty cat wigs. I take a toothbrush and I get 100% alcohol and I clean the front, because we like wearing 613. And bitch, a black woman wearing a 613, it becomes a reverse ombre.
Okay, first of all, I don't know where you got this idea that I do not clean my wigs. And second of all, bitch, I've seen where you throw your fucking 613s out because that motherfucker is now a 219 or some full on. Your 613 became a 1B, bitch. I know that little fantasy, honey. For those of you who don't know, 1B is a jet black. It's a black wig, not a jet black. But. And I don't know where you get this idea that I do not clean my wigs.
I didn't say you don't clean your wigs. I said your kitty cat wigs, you don't clean the kitty cat wigs.
I do clean my kitty cats. You know what I used to do back in the day? I used to take my kitty cats and I put them in the washing machine.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Does that work?
Well, if it's really, really short. I used to take Do you remember that red wig? I used to always wear this short red wig. It's a short black on the side and it was red on the top. I'll post a picture on my Insta story when this comes out. And it was, I used to throw that wig in the washing machine all the time. And I used to have a wig that looked like the wig that Mayhem wore when she lip synced against.
I remember that wig, yeah.
Girl, that wig was motherfucking indestructible. There was nothing you could do to that wig to ruin it. I threw that wig in the washer. I would, girl, that wig.
I also remember at your birthday show at Barracuda, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, you came back and you did a birthday show at Barracuda, and you took that wig at the end of your show and you flung that motherfucker like a frisbee into the audience, and it was like beads of sweat were rolling off of it.
Not beads, buckets, bitch.
It was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. And people were like, I want it. I'm like, why do you want that?
Because I'm a star. Because I'm a winner, baby. Because I'm a star.
Anyway, what else did you think about the episode?
I thought that Eureka did a good job. You and Cameron did a good job. Cracker's group was, I don't know, did y'all get to see each other perform?
We didn't, but I feel like I remember them saying that they were really confident in their group. They didn't think they did that bad.
It didn't look good, and I can't imagine it was much better than that in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's only, it looked really awkward and weird, and it also looked like, I don't know, it just was weird. It was just a weird episode. A weird, and also like, they didn't really show anything about wigs. And what Cracker came when she said, just do any 2 things. Any 2 things to wigs. I was like, oh, so I should like take it out and like read a book to it, and then like walk it around the block, and then like
I think that she was saying like you should like,
I know what she meant. Comb it, brush it, tease it, any 2 things.
Right.
Pick from the list of things you would do to a wig. But she said any 2 things. It's like open it, speak nicely to it.
You are so extra.
A little bit.
And also, I feel like when like their whole thing was we just want to just act like just hang out with the audience, because that's what people want at drag panels, and like do like jokes and shit like that with each other. But that would go over well if it was like, you know, like friends who like know each other for a long time. Like let's say you and Cracker did it, or you and Kim Chi, you know what I mean? Because you guys have that rapport. And keep in mind at this point we haven't known each other for that long, so yeah. And also their humor and Cracker's humor is just different. Like Cracker can say mean jokes and make them funny, but you need someone who's gonna add a lot, like some like a breath of like niceness to it to make it not seem as intense or as mean as it came across.
Yeah. And also, why did the makeup people do their makeup on themselves and not on him?
Oh yeah, Asia and Aquaria.
Monique did, which made sense, but the Aquaria was like, well, I'm just going to do this makeup on myself. And the Aquaria was like, I'm about to put this lash on me. And they left poor Bryce. Is it Bryce? His name is Bryce, right? They left poor Bryce just sitting there looking like who did it and why.
Oh, girl, at the end, Bryce looked all kinds of crazy.
Who did his makeup?
I don't know. I want to say that one of the makeup girls did it. I don't know.
Well, they didn't cover his brows. They did him dirty. They tried to draw over his brows. My old school trick, but the difference is, motherfucker, I don't have eyebrows. Bryce has
Bob. Yes,
eyebrows.
you do have eyebrows.
But I barely have eyebrows.
See, okay, you just said eyebrows. You don't, and now you're saying you're barely. So which one is it, bitch?
Monet, okay, you have creepy crawlers. Okay, you have Eugene Levy status.
That is not true. I don't have any eyebrows.
Monet, you have, yeah, well, now because you shave them, but back when I used to know, you had a full half wig resting over each eye, okay?
Do you know, are you into the lace front eyebrow game?
Well, okay, so in this play I'm in right now, I made myself a mustache, right?
Wait, you ventilated lace to make a mustache?
Yeah, that's how they make mustaches and beard. They ventilate, and I really wanted my character to have a mustache, and I was like, I'll do it. I have a lot of time. And one of the plays backstage, we have downtime. I have downtime because I'm in the first play. I'm in it less than the second play. Word. So I was like, I'm going to ventilate this wig, this mustache. I made it, and we ended up using a beard instead. But I did it, and you know, it's just like ventilating a hairline.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to do myself some eyebrows, but I never got around to it. I started doing this wig instead. If you actually check my Insta story, there's a wig I've been making. But
it looks beautiful.
but I really want to do I would actually like to give it a shot. Alaska was really into these ventilated eyebrows for a while.
Does she wear them like as a boy?
No, she used to wear them in drag, like right around the time of AAA girls were like doing their thing.
Really?
Yeah, but then she kind of just stopped. Probably because they don't hold well or something. I don't know why she stopped. I should ask her.
Okay. Yes.
Are you interested in giving it a shot?
I'm like, what?
Are you interested in trying it out?
Ventilated eyebrows? I don't. Maybe, I don't know.
I'll try it out. I'm trying to make some, but I want them to be. I want them, but I like big. Actually, my eyebrows aren't too big. They're not like. I remember watching Aja draw her eyebrows on during All Star 3, and I was like, "Where do they stop? Where do they stop?" Like it was
girl,
like
they are the biggest, longest things, girl.
You know who else is the queen of eyebrows that meet in the back? Alexis Michelle. Her eyebrows said, "Meet me, catch me out back." How about that? Like they are like these crazy long eyebrows.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God! I'm not editing that out.
No, edit that out.
I'm gonna loop it. I'm gonna loop it.
Bob, you see, this is why I don't like you editing, because you. Ooh, let me calm down. Ooh, help me, Jesus.
I'm gonna loop it. Well, you can always edit an episode or two if you want. I don't want to stop you.
Well,
from
Bob,
I editing dreams.
First of all, this is an Only Productions, and you're part of Only Productions, ain't you?
Exactly. So I will be looping, and you're gonna have to deal with that.
See, but that's not how podcasts work. The people who do the podcast can tell the editor, like, "Hey, girl, can you edit that out, please?"
Yeah, but I am the people who do the podcast, and I am the editor. I am looping. In fact, every maybe 5 minutes or so, it's just gonna be. I'm gonna put sound effects on it, echoes.
Our listeners want to hear that shit. Anyway, I think that we should get to the meat and potatoes really quick of what we were going to talk about today. I'm very excited about this topic.
Well, this is one that I wanted to talk about a while back, and you were like, "This is too heavy."
Did I?
About it I said for our first episode, and you were like, "Bob, that is too much."
Not the inaugural episode, bitch. That's come on now.
All right, so I'll jump into it. We talking about niggas. No, I'm kidding. nigga. Talking about niggas.
Hey, all right, Chris Rock.
That's not Chris. No, we're talking about the N word.
Yes.
Nigrumps.
The N-word.
Nigrumps is there's an episode of Key and Peele where he plays a substance abuse, a parole officer, and he plays this. He uses a puppet to talk to his clients or whatever, and he goes, "What's up, my nigrumps?"
I don't get it.
It's just a goofy version of saying my nigga. He goes, "My nigrumps," and it just. They probably said it so they could say it on TV instead of getting it bleeped out.
Okay, wait, really quick. Sorry. Wait, before we get into that, did you see what Tyra Sanchez posted yesterday, last night, or today?
Don't go to DragCon. I warned you.
No, it's on our website. If you go to tyrasanchez.com, there is a thing. It says B.O.O.M. and it's a countdown to DragCon.
She keeps. Oh my God. You know, Tyra Sanchez is a conundrum to me. Tyra Sanchez has always been nice to me. Every time I met her, she's always been really sweet and really friendly and really nice. And then I saw all these really veiled threats at DragCon. And I was like, what is going on? So I texted her and I was like, girl, what is going on? Like, why are you, what? And she goes, I'm fine. Nothing. How are you? And I was like, I'm good, but I'm worried about you. She goes, I'm good. And I was like, all right. But I mean, like I said, she's always been really sweet and kind to me. And I'm kind of worried, I don't know, girl. It's kind of crazy.
Well, this is, girl, it says it's boom. And it has a countdown. It says 15 days, 6 hours, 27 minutes. And it's like a rolling countdown to whatever day, I'm guessing day 2 of DragCon. It's kind of crazy. It's like, what the actual fuck? You know what? Do you know what the fans and the people want to happen? They want her to be dethroned and re-crown Raven at DragCon, which I would live. Because I can admit that Tyra Sanchez, obviously, in the scope of the season, she did deserve to win. But, I love, obsessed, I die, I live. Raven is like my goddess. I'm obsessed with her until the other time. So if Raven got crowned, Tyra got dethroned, and Raven got crowned, I would live my whole life.
Well, I mean, thinking about it from Raven's standpoint, I mean, who wants to get someone else's crown?
Coco Montrese.
I'm not joking, bitch.
Oh my God, I already literally said. I mean, who wants someone else's crown, especially someone else's crown from 8-9 years ago? So I mean, I don't think it would behoove Raven.
No, Bob. I think it will. Bob, RuPaul Drag Race is a staple of pop culture history. The winners, all of you guys who have won the seasons, are forever going to be. Yes, I think that she will want it. Absolutely. Why not?
Maybe whatever. I mean, it's not how I would want to win. I would want to win. I wouldn't want someone's crunchy crown that they got, thrown off their head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even besides that, what I'm hoping is this. I'm hoping, because this seems to be an acronym, so maybe this is like her release of her album or some song called Boom on the day of DragCon, which I don't think is. I don't know. It just seems really dangerous and scary thing to do. I grew up in a time where bomb threats were very popular at schools. And at my school in Atlanta, I want to say maybe once a week we had to stand outside for an hour because of a bomb threat. Someone would call and go, "There's a bomb in the locker." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And apparently she's getting investigated by the FBI, LAPD. It's like a whole thing. I wish her the best. I just don't think she should be doing this crazy stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it truly is, girl. Like, get your life together, bitch.
Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll figure out. You know what I would say? Either she'll figure it out or she won't. One of the
two. Very true. Anyway, so back to our talk about the N-word. Wait, hold on. Now, you and I feel very differently about this.
You always say that, but then you end up realizing that we don't. What makes you think we feel different about the N-word?
Well, growing up in New York City, you know what I mean? In New York, going to school, black kids and Latin kids both said the N-word freely, and it wasn't looked as it wasn't weird. So when I went to college and stuff outside of New York, then I realized I felt weird about Latin people saying it. So I don't feel like. You know what I mean? But growing up, black kids, Latin kids, and also like hood white kids used to be throwing the word nigga around all the time. So I was like, oh, work. But I think that's a very New York specific thing.
Well, I would say, the kids in Atlanta, black kids certainly use the word freely. We used it in my house growing up. It was just a word we all said. Like when my brother was bothering me as a child, I'd say, "Mom, tell this nigga to leave me alone." And she'd be like, "Justin, leave your brother alone."
Really?
Yes.
That's a gag.
I'll tell you this, there are certainly white people in the South who use it freely too, but not quite in the same context as your Dominican friends in New York City. But and I've always said this has been my rule, not my rule, but my take on the N-word. Because I don't get to make up the rule for every single black person how they should feel about the N-word. I can only say how I feel about it. I've always said this. You are allowed to use the N-word. Anyone who wants to say nigga or nigger or negro or nigrumps is allowed to say it but you, based on who you are, based on your race, your ethnicity, and your social status, you then have to be able to ready to deal with the repercussions of you saying it. If I say it, it's not a big deal. No one gives a fuck because I am black. I am a comedian, and people tend to not care as much. However, I'm sure if Cameron Michaels decided to say it, it'd be a whole different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember back in the day, there was I'm not gonna say the name because Bob probably will because he's messy. But Bob, please don't do that. There was a New York City queen who used to use the word nigga around. She was not black, she was not Latin, she was a white queen around. And after the game, I went to Bob. I was like, girl, this bitch is. I was like, she does. Of course, she was drunk and wasted. She just throwing the word nigga this, nigga that. Oh, I dated a black boy. Nigga. He was like, Bob was like, Monet. Next time that should happen, you take your phone out and you record her, and you see if she keeps on saying the N-word.
Exactly. Like I said, you can say whatever you want to say. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this record button, and let's see how you feel about your language all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden she's just getting real quiet and shit. And it is no secret that Sharon Needles came into a lot of for her use of the word and of Nazi memorabilia and writing it on people's meet and greet pictures.
No, she did not.
Yeah, she did. There's a whole thing, girl.
Oh my God.
Now, also bear in mind, I toured with Sharon Needles, and I like Sharon Needles. Sharon is a cool person. She's been pretty chill with me. But just because I'm cool with someone does not mean I like every aspect of what they're doing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think Sharon was trying to take the sting out of the word. But also at the same time, you have to realize, girl, maybe that's not your cross to bear.
Yeah, that's not your yeah.
With the word tranny, I decided that it wasn't important for me to say it anymore. Like at first, I couldn't figure out why I wasn't allowed to say it. I was like, why? Yeah. And then at one point, I realized I was like, honestly, it doesn't mean that much for me to say this word. Like it's not adding to my life. It's not adding a whole lot to my life. I used to have a theater company called the Tranny Repertory Theater. And then after that, I just changed the name to the Drag Repertory Theater because I was like, this does not behoove me. It's not enhancing my life to say this word.
Wait, you had a theater company?
Yeah, we used to do parodies of plays and stuff like that. Yeah,
Bob,
we used to do plays of like
when? What?
This is before I met you. I used to write like these parodies of these plays, and then we would sell tickets. It was a whole thing.
You also used to have. Just for our listeners to know, Bob also used to own a vending machine in East New York.
Yeah, technically I still own the vending machine, but I just don't.
Bob, you are so fucking weird. Who owns a goddamn vending machine? Bob always gets into these weird Ponzi schemes.
A vending machine is not a scheme; it's an investment. It's not like I was doing a pyramid scheme. I wasn't trying to sell vending machines. To my friends, that if you order 3 bags of Cheetos, you get a vending machine.
So there's like this old nasty crunchy stale vending machine in East New York with old ass Mountain Dew, owned by Bob the drag queen somewhere.
It was a very nice vending machine. It was sodas on the bottom and it was snacks on top, and it takes debit cards while you squawking.
Anytime there's America knows, the world knows. Fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Dual vending machines that sell sodas and snacks. They're always bad.
Not mine. Not. You
don't even know where the motherfucker is.
Not Craig the vending machine.
And that all goes to say that even now, like,
wait, can I tell you a quick idea I had for the vending machine, but I'm too scared to do it?
What?
If you have all the chips in the machine, but one bag of Cheetos is like $35-$40. And then you just put a bag of weed inside those chips. And people are like, why is this bag of chips $45 fucking dollars? But you buy weed out of the machine.
Why
I'm
weed?
Way too afraid to do that because you can sell weed without actually having to put your body on the line and sell weed. However, I would never do that because I'd be afraid to get caught putting weed in the machine. Also, I don't even know how much a thing of weed costs. Listen,
weed goes like this. If you get a dime bag, that's $10. You get a dub, that's $20.
It should be a dime. A dime bag should be a dime.
No, because it's 10.
One dime.
Oh my god. Anyway, but that would be a really cool. Oh my god, we should buy a fleet of vending machines, and in one bag, and all of our machines has like $5,000 in it.
Monet exchange. What will happen is someone will just break into your machine and steal it, and then they will have a whole bunch of Otis Spunkmeyer cookies, some fucking Hostess snack cakes, and our $5,000. Spunkmeyer cookies.
But listen, going back to the N-word, nigga. So going like even now, like it doesn't really bother me when Latin people use the N-word. Like I'm just like I just grew up like that. Like I remember in middle school, like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, whoever, like, but it was always weird for not hood white people to say the word nigga. But like all my classmates because I went to school in middle school in Brooklyn in East Flatbush at Marine Park Junior High School, and a lot of the kids would be shuttled in from Vanderveer Park, which is the projects over by where I grew up. And Vanderveer Park has a lot of hood ass white motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So they get used to be like, nigga, this, yeah. So like me and my niggas about to go over there, and like no one batted an eye or thought twice because it was just like, it was like normal. Do you feel weird do you feel weird when you hear? I know that you don't care, but do you feel? Does it bring up feelings of anger or discomfort when you hear not black people using it?
If there's any discomfort, it's because I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to work out for this person. My grandma used to say, "It's not what you called, it's what you answer to." You know what I'm saying?
So you don't feel any ways weird when people use the word nigga?
I mean, like I said, I don't feel offended, but I'm thinking, oh, this is not, like, this is a bad idea for you. Like it doesn't like bring up anger in me, but I always think to myself, you probably didn't think that through, and this is gonna really be a whole heap and a mess for you. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
But it's not me being like, I feel personally offended because of this word that you use. I'm just like, oh, you really shouldn't do that. Like, honestly, if you are not black, especially if you're white, and you use the word nigga or nigger or negro, it reflects more on you than it does on the black community.
Right. I guess. That makes sense.
And the black community will have almost no repercussions for you saying that. The only one who have to atone for that is you. Now, I also did not grow up getting called the N-word. My mother did. My mother was born in the 60s in Mississippi, so she probably got called all kind of niggas. That's what my mom always say. I've been called all kind of niggas, and I've probably been called the N-word maybe 2 or 3 times in my life.
Yeah, I can't really remember where when I was called a nigga like in like a bad way by someone trying to like degrade me. It's always been used in like with like friends and shit. Also, I love when black people say the word nigga, and just to see like white people get so uncomfortable, it makes me so happy.
Oh yeah, making white people uncomfortable is my favorite thing.
Oh girl, yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
That's I always say at my shows. That is why I was like, the primary reason why I decided to do drag is to bully white people into giving me money. That's why I did it, girl. Fuck everything else. I did it for that specific reason.
You are so
but what do you think about the segment or lots of black folk who don't want us, like, well, they're typically older black folk. They're like, we as a community need to stop using this word.
Well, one of my dear friends, Jacqueline, does not like when
oh really?
N-word. Yeah, Jacqueline does not like when I use the N-word.
Really?
And, it's a part of my lexicon. It's like it is just a part of my vernacular. Like
right.
I've just been saying it my whole life. I don't say it as much as I used to because I'm not around people who say it as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But I will admit, when I'm around you, I say it a lot because you say it and then I say it and then we start being silly and then we start making a whole bit about it. You know what I mean?
That is literally our lives. You say something, I say something, and then we do a bit.
Yeah, exactly. But when me and Patty are hanging out, I don't really let the niggas fly. You know what I mean?
Well, also, and that became a whole thing this past summer too, because Cardi B, her songs are riddled with the stuff, and you are at the club, girl, and Bodak Yellow is bopping, and all the white people like
quick,
bitch, in New York, these twinks be fucking Davey going in. They were like, cut that nigga off. I'm like, oh my lord.
All of a sudden, the DJ slows it down, and I'm quick. All of a sudden, don't get comfortable. If I was a DJ, I would. You know how the DJ likes to bring the music down on certain words, like purse first, or like let the beat drop or whatever. Some like big part that everyone knows.
Uh-huh.
If I was a DJ, I would bring the volume down just on the word nigga, just to see who in the club is living their dreams, girl.
Oh, girl,
Can you imagine that moment?
It's also really funny because because you can see that when like white people are listening to Bodak Yellow in the club at 2:00 in the morning, it's about to be last call. When that word comes up, they all look around after they said it to see if anyone saw them saying it. And that is a real thing.
They looking for your big ass. Like, I saw a big black motherfucker around here with a kitty cat wig on. I don't want to piss off.
Well, I watch The View every day, and they haven't had this conversation in a really long time. But I'm trying to remember if Whoopi was pro. I can't remember what it was. But
I believe Elizabeth Hasselbeck was crying because she couldn't say the N-word.
Wait, what?
You don't remember this? It was a while back. Elizabeth Hasselbeck was crying because she was like, it's just the word is hurtful. And it wasn't because she couldn't say it. She was like, it's just like the word really makes me sad. And Whoopi was like, I remember one point Whoopi was like, see, this is why I don't want to talk to white people. Or, no, I can't remember. It was like, because Whoopi's had a lot of great moments with white people on the show. But I remember she was like, you don't get to be upset. That's what it was. Like Elizabeth Hasselbeck was like all upset, and Whoop was like, you don't get to be this upset. You just don't. Like, stop right here and stop right now.
Work.
This is not. You don't get to be this upset about anything. You know what I mean?
Can the universe realize that Whoopi Goldberg is the final evolution stage of Bob the Drag Queen?
Oh, girl, listen, when this Pokemon finally evolves, I will become Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg is my Mewtwo, okay?
You're a Mew right now. All of a sudden, your dreads just start growing back.
Yeah, the dreads grow back in, and then my oval-shaped glasses keep up my face. I started wearing huge cardigans and a really jazzy shoe that doesn't really match my outfit. I love Whoopi. What do you say we try our best to get Whoopi on this podcast?
Oh, girl. Well, you're friends with her.
Well, I do have Whoopi's phone number, but I'm afraid to ask her to be on the podcast. I'm like afraid.
Why are you afraid?
Because I don't want Whoopi to be like, I can't believe I gave this motherfucker my phone number. You know what I
mean? Well, what I think we should do is go to The View again. And then when you're finally out of jail over there in Berkeley, and we'll go to The View together, and then I'm sure she'll let us go back and say hi or whatever, and then we'll just bring it up and just see. Listen, that's how you got to play celebrities, girl. Just bring it up and see. She's like, okay.
But the truth is, that's how Todrick has all these fucking people in his stuff, because Todrick Hall does not give a fuck. Todrick Hall will ask anyone to do his project. He has been Wayne Brady, RuPaul, Tiffany Haddish,
oh, girl, everyone.
Jennifer Lewis,
yeah, it's crazy.
Nicole Sturgeon. He got Bob the Drag Queen to be in it.
I can't with you. You're so full of shit. Also, we're both fans of this person. We're both fans of his immaculate skills and his just like tenacity at really knowing how to suck a dick. Harlem Hookups.
Oh, Harlem Hookups is Miss Thing.
Can we get him on the podcast?
Oh my God, we should reach out to Harlem Hookups.
Girl, like, because a lot of people, like, you watch his porn, and in the comment section, like, I can't believe he had that white boy calling him a nigga. I can't believe, oh my God, this is ridiculous. I'm like, that is so hot.
It's kind of hot. Is that horrible?
That is so horrible? Bad.
It's kind of hot, though.
Oh my God, our listeners are going to be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all fucking motherfuckers?
I don't necessarily think that I want it for me, but I like it. It was kind of hot to see someone else having that interaction.
Oh no, that could not work for me. Oh, bitch, we will be fighting.
But to see the interaction, I was like, oh, that's kind of hot.
Yeah, it probably won't work for me, but it's cool to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell Jacob, like, Jacob, don't try that trick. I just think that Harlem Hookups is one of the hottest guys in pornography.
He is a very hot man.
Oh, he's so cute. I keep hoping I'm running into him at Dwayne Reed up on 125th one day.
Well, does he still live in Harlem?
I don't know, girl. He probably done moved on to Washington Heights or Chelsea.
Well, no, but he's constantly like traveling the world, like fucking people in like Budapest and fucking people in Abu Dhabi and fucking like a sand dune in like Southeast Asia. It's like the craziest thing.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna try to find Sir Hookups. Is it Mr. Hookups?
His name is Rogan Hardy.
And we're gonna see if we can get Rogan Hardy on our podcast.
Oh my God, I would love
beautiful.
that. But also, yeah. But yeah, I mean, so I think for me, my final thought on this N-word debacle, the word nigga, I guess because of my upbringing, I feel okay with Latin people using it. Because also, and this is a conversation we had a long time ago when we like first became friends. We started arguing right out the gate. And I was like, anybody can be. Like, the word nigga is not specific to black people. And you're like, Monet, yes it is. And I was like, Bob, no, it's not.
I did not, oh my God, I did not say that
nigga. Then what did you say, bitch?
Okay, first of all, I said the word nigga, what it means is based on the person saying it. So there are some people who say the N-word in one of its many iterations, and they are talking about black people. And there are people who say the N-word and they're talking about just people. Just their friend or their pal or just a guy standing in front of them or a woman or a small baby. This little nigga breastfeeding over here. You know what I mean?
But they're talking about black people.
Sorry, you the one saying that it means black people?
I don't remember what I said.
You never remember.
Now I'm confused.
But you love to give me something you think I said.
Okay.
You love to assign opinions.
Okay, also this argument happened like literally 6 years ago. I don't fucking remember, girl. I can barely remember what I had for dinner yesterday. Wait, hold on.
Well, I think that the N-word has really evolved over the years. And by the way, do you remember a couple of years ago where the comedians had a funeral for the N-word and they were asking comedians to not use the N-word anymore? They're like, please, no more black comedian. A couple of black comedians got together like, please don't use the N-word.
No, I don't remember that.
One of my favorite comedians, some more, was like, fuck that. And some more, to quote some more, she goes, how am I supposed to talk about nigga shit if I can't use the word nigga?
Some more is so funny.
Oh, but some more is one. We should get her on the fucking.
Oh my God, I would. Yes. Oh my God. Please, can we have like a whole like Queens of Comedy a moment? I'm sure we can get Monique on.
Well, Monique did T.S. Madison's podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get Monique. Let's get some more. Also, Samora loves gay men.
Samora is probably one of the funniest human beings alive.
She's so funny. Yeah, she really is. She is fucking hysterical.
I love her special Chandelier status. I also loved her in Queens of Comedy. I mean, Queens of Comedy. Miss Thing, let me try now. When Kings of Comedy came out, I was like, this is great. Then Queens of Comedy came out, and I was like, this is how you do comedy.
Oh, it gave you material for decades, girl.
Oh, for sure. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I love Queens of Comedy. I love some more. I love Miss Laura. I love Adele Givens. I love Monique. Like, I'm a huge fan. I just love funny women.
I like funny people.
Yeah, for sure.
That is my goal, to just one up you every time.
I love the whole world being funny, as long as you're funny. So this week we're going to be interviewing recently eliminated queen, Miss Blair St. Clair. I do declare.
Amen.
So we're going to give Blair a call. Stick around. All right, let's call her, Monet.
All right.
We should ask Blair how she feels about the N-word.
Oh my God. Do not do that. You're ridiculous.
She would have no way out of that episode. There would be no right answer. There would be no right answer, honey. All right, let's call Blair.
Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Is that Monet? That's Bob. Hey, how are you?
Monet refuses to use video Skype calling. She doesn't want anyone to see her. I'm letting all the fans know that Monet is shady and she never took her video.
I'm gonna plug in my earbuds.
Oh my God, I cannot believe Blair Sinclair's on the phone. I'm gonna scream.
I know. Oh my gosh, I miss you so much.
I miss you too, babe.
I can't wait to see you soon.
Let's go.
Now, Blair, where are you right now?
I just moved to Washington D.C., so that's where I am now.
Wait.
I'm at home, girl. I have the day off. I'm at home.
Wait, you live in Washington now?
Yeah, I told you this.
No, you did not.
I moved in with my boyfriend, and we just like moved here. I moved away from the haters.
Are you there to drain the swamp, girl?
Girl, I surely will.
Oh, she moved to a swamp. How long you been in DC?
Since March 1st, so right before the craziness began.
Oh, girl, I had no idea that you would. I mean, I remember you telling me that you were in DC, but I guess I didn't put in my mind two and two. Like, my mind didn't process that you're saying that you like moved to DC.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
It's been a good transition, so I'm really happy with it.
Let me tell you something. With that fucking hot ass boyfriend you have, I would fucking move to DC too.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
I know, he's so sweet. When we did On the Battle of the Runway, he was just so literally like waiting on you hand and foot. You can tell he's like obsessed with you. He loves you.
He's the sweetest. I mean, it's hard, like, with what we do with finding somebody who's a good guy, who's also kind and loving and supports who you are as a human being, and then also loves and supports with who you are with the makeup on too. And we fell in love.
That might be actually. I think it might even be a challenge, not just for drag queens, but for people in general. Finding love in all around, like finding people who are actually here for the good stuff and not just the good, the bad, and the ugly. Those are the few and far between,
Yeah, but I mean, with the whole drag thing, though, Blair is right. Like, Bob, like that's like a whole nother like 13 more layers on top of that fucking.
It is so true.
Maybe not in my experience. I mean, I wasn't dating before I did drag, and I wasn't really dating a whole lot after I did drag. So I wish I could be like, the drag is why I'm not dating, but that's just not true. I wish I would. It would be lovely to blame it on the drag. But in my experience anyway, but I'm sure for y'all it's probably very real.
But anyway, so today we have the lovely Blair St. Clair. Blair, bitch, how have you been? How is your world? Like, what's poppin', boo?
Well, I do declare my life is booming. I'm sure you can relate. It is, girl, it has been crazy. It has been insane. It has been wonderful. And I think like all of the above, like any emotion you could possibly be feeling.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place you've been so far?
Favorite place I've been? That's a great. I love honestly every place because there hasn't been a bad experience.
Right, me too.
I think you know what? Honestly, okay. So this is going to be kind of a weird, loaded answer. My favorite place that I've been so far out of all the places has to be New York because I've never performed in New York before, and I grew up, with the dream of like wanting to be on Broadway or like wanting to make it big as like some kind of musical theater baby that I've always been. So getting the chance to actually perform there versus going to see shows there. That was really, really special. It was like a little piece that I accomplished in like my heart. I was like, oh yeah, I finally did it.
Wait, you guys have not had any bad experiences on the road?
I've had like 1 and 1.5 kind of, but I mean, I don't want to shade them or because
I will fuck them. I will shade. I've also been on the road a lot longer than y'all were. I have seen some stunts. I have seen some shows. I have seen some shenanigans. I have been accosted. I have been called all out of my name. But I guess
by a promoter.
Oh, by fans, by queens.
Oh damn!
Oh no, I mean by fans. Yeah, but I think Blair and I are talking about like bad experiences, as in somewhere we've gone, like and like a promoter or something was
right.
I've had that
construction. Somebody have a construction going on.
Yes, the next door to me. I'm trying to find an area.
Oh no! I thought I was just saying that because I thought it was Bob. I was trying to shame him, but if it's you,
oh no, you can shame me.
No.
But I'll shame you right back.
Monet, shut your crunchy ass up, Monet. But yeah, I mean, I've certainly had some really bad experience on the road with like promoters who be lying. Why you always lie?
Blair. That's the thing I discovered about Blair on set is that Blair is like this like sweet, beautiful looking little white boy, but Blair knows a lot about like a lot of black shit. And I'm like, yes, Blair, I appreciate that.
I really do though. I don't know why, but you kind of made me realize that. I was like, I feel like I'm cultured. I'm much more cultured than I appear.
You are. You really are.
I am shocked that you know. Oh my God! Stop fucking lying.
I've had some shady shit happen to me too on the road too. Let me tell you about it because like I was just recently at a certain bar and a queen went through my stuff while I was on stage, stole my extra pair of eyelashes, that I had custom made and put them on her face and wore them for her number.
Shut up.
I kid
No
you not.
way.
It is the truth. And I looked at her and I was like, "Are you? No. Well, what?" And she goes, "Yeah, I didn't think you needed these."
Oh,
I was officially gagged.
God. They went through your fucking bag. Are you
Through
joking?
my bag, yeah. And I didn't travel with anyone. I like to travel with somebody if I can, because one, we all know like how lonely it can get, and it's a process. And especially with us adjusting, we need help. So anyway, this time I was going by myself, so no one was there to watch my things.
Yeah.
That is crazy. People do. I mean, one of my favorite stories of all time. I can't remember where Kim said she was, but Kim was at a bar, and then Kim like walked into this room, and she was sitting in this chair. And then as soon as Kim stood up from the chair, this queen, she was like, "There are too many chairs in this room," and she took Kim Chi's chair away, and then like stacked it underneath her chair and sat on them both. So Kim was the only queen in the room without a chair.
No.
And she kind of just kept shading Kim all night long. But when she took Kim's chair, when she said there are too many chairs in this room, put her chair underneath Kim's chair under hers, then like Kim was literally just standing at her station. And it wasn't a full length mirror. Kim was like Kim was like 6'3". Kim stands up and all she can see in the mirror is her fucking the bottom of her tits and her hips.
No. I was doing the show with Asia actually recently, and the queen on the mic was like shading Drag Race girls and saying that we make too much money and not to tip us, and saying like don't like give any of them money. And so I took the mic and made sure that it was very clear, not only where does my money go back into drag and how much passion I have for doing that. I said, but also please make sure that you do tip your local girls. I was like, girl, I'm gonna be the bigger person and I'm gonna try and help you out. But like I was so offended about like how she was like so openly saying do not tip the Drag Race girls, and I was like, we're all the same, we're all here to have fun.
You are classier than me, because I would be like, bitch, I don't care what the fuck I'm doing. If I'm buying this, taking this money and buying Tupperware, it ain't none of your goddamn business. Give me some. Well, you're too classy for me, Blair.
Well, here's the thing. I think that we may be talking about the same place, because this recently happened to me in a city in California. And I mean, she wasn't being like outright saying that RuPaul's Drag Race girls, this and that and the other. But before I went on, like 2 notes before me, I could hear, and I was watching through the top of the thing, and then she was saying like, yeah, because some of these girls come out here and they make a lot of money, and y'all tip them a lot too, but you need to tip the other girls more because they're not working as hard of us. So, bitch, as my number, best believe I was on stage. I was like, oh, somebody gave me a 20. Is there another one? And somebody was like, woo. I was like, oh, what about a 50? And somebody gave me. I was like, does anybody have $100 bill? I said, I've heard of them, but I've never seen them. If I see $100 bill tonight, I will lose my mind, bitch. And I got as much money as I came from the audience. I'm like, yeah, bitch, fuck you.
When they Angie is in hell. When they Brooklyn ass up in California. Now, Blair, before we get to, we have some questions from the listeners and a couple of really pressing issues we have to talk about, okay?
Okay, sure.
One is, have you heard about the scandalous note that was left for Mayhem Miller? We are trying to figure out who left the note. This is the new Who Bit Beyonce's Cheek.
No, what was the note say?
No,
okay, so,
Blair, you don't remember?
I haven't heard this. What happened?
Tell him, Monet.
Well, this was when we got back from the runway from week 4 when Mayhem and
it was elimination.
And Dusty went home. That was week 4. So that was when we made the Mars look.
Oh, right. Okay. And someone left a note. It was weird because we had all came back from the runway and we had just did the breakdown for like the top of the next episode where we're all talking on the chairs, and so none of us had been in the workroom. Like none of us had time to do anything, and Mayhem went back to her station like when we finished that, and we were like de-dragging and taking off our drag, and there was a note at her station that said, "Boo hoo, you're going home next, bitch."
It said, it said, boo-hoo, bitch, you're next to go.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was on Mayhem. You don't remember this? We were all talking. And Mayhem went around to everyone's station, and she was like, she asked me about it. She asked like a whole bunch of people about it, and we were like, "Girl, I don't know." So it became like this whole Mayhem was on this like witch hunt to find out who left this note at her station, and she was so bothered and upset about it. Like it was so crazy.
No.
Yeah.
I did not hear this.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Okay, so Monet's theory is that it was Dusty. Monet thinks that Dusty did it on the way out.
It was Dusty, Bob.
It was a theory you presented, Monet. I have audio. You said maybe Dusty did it. It was a theory you presented.
I was just playing like Clue and just saying like the people. I said, basically said everyone from our cast was left.
I don't think anyone from the cast would have said that, because if anything, if they gave Mayhem a note, it would have just been like, talk more or else you're gonna go home, like because she was really quiet. Like that's all I can think of that someone might have said in the cast, unless they were upset or bitter. But I don't really see.
Right, it was so random and so weird.
So weird.
Yeah.
No, but I left a note for everybody when I left.
You did.
I did. I wrote down I didn't get to read any of you guys in the reading challenge, so I wrote down each of the reads I had for you.
You did.
I gave them the PA and said, please deliver them to the girls, because I didn't get to read them to their faces.
You did, and we all read them in the van home that night, and we were all in the van. I remember this. We were all in the van cracking up. We were like, "Oh my god, Blair!" Mine was really good too. I don't remember it, but mine was really good.
Blair, do you remember any of these reads? Can we get a preview?
Let me see if I remember. Oh, I remember Eureka's. I remember. So I was gonna like look at her and say, "Hey, Rue, can we get a medic on set stat?" I was like, "Eureka has a big hole in the middle of her face that really needs to heal," and I was gonna point to her mouth.
Speaking of the medic, Monet and Mayhem said that the medic on set was very, very cute, and that every morning Blair St. Clair was like, "Oh, my knee!" I think I need
oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, my back! I gotta see the medic. My back hurts.
I saw the medic every day for something. I'm sure I did. But I will say we had two medics, so I never knew which one they were going to put me with.
Oh,
they were either going to put me with Mr. Handsome, or else they were going to put me with the other older guy that we had.
Blair!
It's so funny. Blair's shaking the dice and playing the game. It's like, oh my God.
Blair, we would walk in the first thing. Blair's like, "Oh, I sprayed my toenail. Can I go see them, please?"
But I'll tell you what, though, they babied me so much on set. I felt like I was like their precious child, because day one I did have like an allergic reaction of some sort. We weren't really totally sure what that was, but every day after that, they were like swarming over me, like the medics, like every day, "Are you okay? Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?" And in my mind, I was like, "Oh, bitch, I won this show." I was like, they want me to be okay through the whole thing. Every day, I was like, yes. I was like, they are checking on me. I won the show.
Now, Blair, how old? Everyone jokes about how old you are. How old are you actually?
I turned 23 last week.
Oh, so you're not even the youngest one on the show.
No. Aquaria is younger than me by like 8 months.
I thought Aquaria was 21. I have no clue how old Aquaria is.
She just turned 22 in February, and I just turned 23 last week. So like we're only like 8 months apart.
Work. Now another question we have for you. This is probably the most controversial question of the season, and don't be afraid to answer honestly. We're asking all the girls. Was the sponge dress ugly, or was it?
All right, the sponge dress. Okay.
Blair St. Clair, my sister. Don't try to persuade her.
I have like two thoughts on it. I have a couple thoughts on it. The sponge dress, I love that it was a concept and it was cool. It was fully realized from the top, like head to toe. Like literally from the tip of the head to the toe, with those nasty suds. But was it pretty? I don't know if I would say pretty. I don't know if I would say cute. But I loved it. I lived for it, and it was safe. And you better believe we found those sponges all around the set the entire rest of filming.
Hello.
Every day.
Yeah. And people like fans online think that it's like this like strategic thing I did. I said, "No, girl, but like the pieces of it were falling off, so like literally they were just."
It was poorly made, so it was gonna fall all over the place.
Before we get to our fan questions, can we talk a little bit about your very, very successful song and music videos? How many how many millions of listens on Now or Never?
So like on listen wise, like on Spotify, I mean, we're like getting up to 1 million views on the video is above 1 million, almost 1.5 million.
That's
and yeah, I was shocked. I was so happy. Like honestly, with the song, like I really, really just wanted something to kind of resonate with me, who I am, something about me, and kind of be a little inspirational, and just kind of like it was more for me than it really was for anyone else. Like I needed to do it kind of like a therapeutic moment. And I'm a singer, you know, as Monet is too. And I was like, okay, let's do something. And I was shocked at the backlash and like of love that I got back from it.
Yeah, people really love it. I mean, it is a very catchy song. As Bob, like I sing it all the, I was like, na 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 na. I would live this is just me just thinking about when I'm at the gym, when I'm really trying to live my dreams, like a fierce like dancey remix of it, girl. I would be in the gym getting my life to this song. It really is
a remix, like an 8-minute interlude, and then the voice finally starts.
Like a drag mix, like a traditional drag mix.
Think like
crack, boom, boom, boom.
You joke, but my next performance is gonna be me doing Now and Never with whip cracks and Now Blair, who did you collaborate with on that song?
I collaborated with my production team through PEG.
Mm-hmm.
And with like Shiny and Tomas and they're just like amazing like artists. So I got to actually sit down and like co-write the song. So a lot, and the whole video was my vision, which was really, really, really cool. And because they did not want to go with the direction that I wanted to go with, and I was like, it has to be this. So I was really happy that I got like my point across and like everything like came through at the end of the day.
That's amazing, and
it was super cool.
You were dumping your booze down the.
Yeah.
She is done with her drinking days.
Okay, let me say something. Also, this video had like production value. You were in a home. You had a hot dude. Then you were on an airplane. I was like, come on, budget.
Budget or debt? What do we want to talk about? Because that cost me 2 brand new cars.
Honey, who you? That's what music. That's what the kids find out. These Drag Race girls put everything they have back into what they're doing. So if you see a girl in the music video, it probably costs twice as much as you think it did.
Yeah.
And it costs them a lot to do it. Not just money, but like you can't work while you're doing it. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I want to take some
all kinds of. It was crazy.
I want to take some listener fan questions.
Cool. Yeah.
This is from @PoisonLoveFlower. Speaking of which, what was your favorite part of making the Now and Never music video?
The favorite part of making it, I think casting was really, really fun because I got to see submissions of people that wanted to be in a quote unquote project. They didn't really know what they were signing up for. That was really cool, getting to kind of pick, okay, who do I want to do this and do that? And like scoping out the locations and putting all the things together. But also what was interesting for me that I ended up really liking but not anticipating I would like was actually losing some control over it. Like hiring a stylist to kind of take over my wardrobe and kind of hiring people to take over all the different parts because I'm normally so used to controlling everything with my drag. I do my own hair, obviously my own face, a lot of my own costumes, a lot of everything. So it's good having people involved that I trusted just to take things over.
And I just love seeing Jinx Monsoon in the video.
Yeah, it is. It is first to have her.
Yeah, we were so lucky to have her. Her in Manila too.
Yeah.
When you all were doing your runway walk at the big X, and we were on the ground like yelling at y'all. I remember looking at you and yell, "Work, skinny Jinx, work!" Yes.
I remember that so vividly.
Okay, you mean you should have said skinny and attractive Jinx.
Oh my God. We're gonna have Jinx on the podcast. I'm gonna replay this and make sure she heard that.
You better not. Okay, I have a question. This question is from Abby NXO. This is a really interesting question. What challenge after you were eliminated would you have done well in?
Snatch Game.
Snatch Game.
Yes. I was really wanting to. I had a couple characters lined up in mind. The one that I really wanted to do was Leah Michelle from Glee as Rachel Berry.
Oh, God.
Which would have been really fun. I also had like Julie Andrews packed. And
Andrew.
it would have been really fun. See, do you know what's funny? I say that as my second option, and everyone goes gaga for that. I'm like, damn, if I go back, I need to do that. I need to do her.
Oh, they want. People want you to do Lady Gaga.
No, like they want me to do. They go gaga, like they go crazy. They want me to.
Oh,
do
got it.
Andrews.
Here's a question from the_Jimmy_fun. What queens that haven't been on Drag Race yet does she think deserve to be on?
Ooh, great question. Because there are so many queens out there. I think there's a friend of mine who actually is in the DC area in Baltimore. Her name's Ayana Deschanel. I absolutely love her. She taught me, she's like in the Baltimore area. She's really, really cool. Someone who's a little bit more, I would say, social media famous is Ariel Versace. I think she's really cool, really interesting. Really love her aesthetic and her brand. I think what I've learned that's really cool about making it on this show is that you're a fully realized queen. You need to have that full character developed. And I mean, mine more so developed like when I was on the show and like I really, really found out who Blair St. Clair is as an entertainer and an artist. Yeah. And so I think getting on the show, it's so competitive. You really, really, really need to find out and know who is your brand.
Well, how much drag were you doing before the show?
Well, girl, I was from Indiana, so that was few and far between. But we actually, like, when I was living in Indiana, we lost like our really, really big drag club. So we had a smaller club that was only open to perform in on Fridays and Saturdays. Mm-hmm. And I would get any gig I can. I had my own show on Tuesdays that I show directed. I basically paid out of my pocket. Like I basically lost money on. And I was a host. I did everything for. And then I always did, we brought through Rue Girls on a lot of Thursdays. So I'd always be working on a Thursday, always booked on a Friday and Saturday somewhere in the area. So like I was working like 4 nights a week, but I was the only one I feel like I was really working 4 nights a week. If you were working that many days, you'd be somewhere in Indiana, but it was not easy.
Yeah.
Let's each pick one more question, Monet. Do you have one?
Yeah, I have one. This is from Numbskull. I mean, at Numbskull430. This is a little bit of a salacious question. Who did she want to kai with most out of drag?
Oh, interesting.
People ask me that too, and I'm like,
yeah, what would you say? Who would you say?
Well, like everyone became like my sister, so it's like weird thinking about these girls in that way. But I mean, I'm trying to think who is there, who I would kai with. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't pick one. I can't think of one at all. Because like everyone did become a close friend of mine. Right. That's the thing. Monet, I'm not sorry. Mayhem and I can't believe I just did that. Mayhem and I, we always joke with each other. We always had like a joke with each other. She's always like, "You want this chocolate?" Because I'm clearly so very much very white, and she and I always had a joke with each other. I don't know. Like that's probably as close as like sexual as I ever got with anybody. Yeah, oh, same. Me too. And also, fans always think for some reason that we're back at the hotel, like dicking each other down. I'm like, girl, we are under lock and key. Ain't nobody seeing nobody. No. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You can't see anybody off camera. Yeah. So that's that. Paul, what's your
our last question is from @Lother Masura. Oh. And it is what is her favorite musical and can she sing a verse from it? Ooh.
But I can't do it alone. That's probably the hardest question you could ask me. So many fans ask me, what's your favorite musical? A musical I would love to be in drag, is Legally Blonde. Oh. Freaking love Legally Blonde. It's, it has like so many layers to it. I tell people I like onions because they have so many freaking layers because I love that like Legally Blonde. It's funny, it's intelligent, it's smart, it's about women empowerment, it's very freaking gay. It's just like I like newer musicals too. I have my favorite traditionals, but like and my old standards. But I love like new age things that are coming out. There's a new musical called I think it's Everybody Loves Jamie. I think that's what it's called. It started in the UK and it's about this little boy who wants to do drag, which is really cool. Oh, really? Yeah, it's amazing. I was just reading about it, and I think it has a really cool concept. I think that drag is now inspiring so many walks of life, which is really cool. You know what?
How old is the little boy?
He's like high school age. I think he's like 16, so it's totally my acting type.
I was like, Blair, that's you, girl. You in this. You got this. Throw on a British accent and you got this.
Well,
Girl,
I'm about to
will.
write a musical called Jaeja about a little black boy that wanted to do drag.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm writing it right now.
That's so cool. Do you write, Monet?
I do.
I love writing.
Blair, Monet is blowing a puff of smoke up your rump, and you are. Monet is not writing no musical called Tyrekus or whatever she said it was.
Mom, why are you such a hater?
Jaeja, that's what she said.
No, Jaeja.
Jaeja.
It's called Daquarius, and it's about a little boy from Bedside, Brooklyn, who want to do drag on the J train.
I will say also.
Call me when you start doing drag, Monet. We'll talk.
I didn't know about Legally Blonde the musical until one night I was up late at Bob's house like we normally do, and then it was like 4:00 in the morning, and I was about to leave. He's like, "Wait, I need to play something for you," and Bob is obsessed with Once on This Island and the opening.
Me too.
He wants to
Waiting for life to begin. Oh my gosh,
I took Monet to go see it.
Okay, you didn't take me. I paid for my own ticket, first of all.
I did not say I paid you, but you would not have gone if me and Pixie did not make you go.
Okay, taking someone to the musical to the show means you bought their ticket and you're taking them out. Anyway, beside the point. So Bob
That's something you just made up. That's fine.
Bob is obsessed with that and the opening scene of the MTV Legally Blonde musical, and he played it for me, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually really fair." So that was my
It's super. Can you imagine just for one moment if all queens were doing that?
Girl.
That would be sickening.
It would like a cast of that would be really kind, actually.
I'm into it. You know how they
Let's do
have Fox and I think NBC, they have those musicals that are the live musicals on broadcast TV. They need to do one with queens. They really do.
Oh my God.
They make a lot of money.
They need to do fucking Kinky Boots and hire like 5 or 6 real queens. I know music theater people will be upset. People like Pixie Aventura will be like, you need to hire actual music theater, this and that and the other. But it would be really fun to see 8 drag race girls being the fucking angels. That would be
hysterical. I'd love that.
I would too.
Now, if you're listening, Monet and I are interested.
Hello, NBC, at NBC. I hope y'all hear this.
Can you guys? So we have the. I realize we have now been talking for almost 30 minutes, which is fierce. Having a cute little kiki. Can you guys please follow Blair St. Clair? That is on Instagram. It's at BlairST.Claire on Instagram, and check out her new music video, Now or Never. It is on iTunes. It is on Spotify. It is on YouTube, and there's probably a CD at some Virgin Mega store down in Andalusia, Alabama.
And make sure you stay tuned for the album that will be coming out soon. We are aiming for a release around the reunion date of Drag Race for the season 10 finale.
Y'all heard it.
That time. So make sure you stay tuned.
Y'all heard it. I do declare the album. I just said I do declare. It's probably not called it. Maybe it is. Maybe I just spoiled your album drop release. I don't know. So thank you for joining us so much, Blair. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
I love you, sister.
I love you too, girl.
Girl.
Yes, you better be ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for listening.
Thank y'all for listening to Sibling Rivalry Podcast, Mama. Listen, if you like this podcast, go to iTunes, go to SoundCloud, go to Google Play, go to wherever podcasts are available. Give us a thumbs up, give us a 5-star rating, and leave a comment to let us know how much you love this podcast. And if you are on Twitter, on Instagram, share it and let other people experience the joys of Sibling Rivalry.
Sibling Rivalry is proudly presented by The Only Productions. We would like to thank Blair St. Clair for her contributions. We'd like to thank you, the listeners, and our executive producer, Mitch Farino. Peace out. Thanks, guys.